Hello everyone. Well, Hitachi cleaners are quite few and far between on my channel. I think there's only one other Hitachi cleaner that I've featured, the Stowaway. Now there's a couple of reasons for this. One, you can't buy new Hitachi cleaners really in the UK. They don't sell their machines in the UK. You can still buy Hitachi cleaners in other countries. And they're quite rare, to be honest, even on eBay as a used machine. So I was rather lucky to be the winning bidder of this particular Hitachi. Lucky or foolish, because it did cost quite a lot of money. I'm going to take it out the outer box because we should have the original box inside, and we'll take a look at this vintage-ish Hitachi vacuum. And here it is. This is an Hitachi vacuum cleaner model CV160, dust indicator, high-speed dust remover in yellow. There's the picture of it on the side. Not made in Japan, this one's made in Singapore. And that's it, nothing else to see. It should be hopefully undamaged. It was quite well packed inside the outer box, and there's additional packaging inside as well. So we do have the instruction book, printed in Japan. It says how to use your Hitachi vacuum cleaner. Quite basic instructions there. This cleaner, well, not in this colour scheme, but I do remember seeing this in the more sort of common, I think it was either an off-white or cream colour. They used to advertise these on TV, and there is somewhere on YouTube a TV advert for this, featuring a lady dancing about the house. And I do have experience of one of these. I never owned one, but I seem to remember we were visiting possibly a family member who had one of these, so I had to play with it. Now, there's a quite small dusting brush. Brush is a bit distorted, but they're very soft, made of a natural material. I don't know if that's horsehair or what, but nice and soft anyway. Inside here, hopefully, well, possibly unused. I think that's probably unused. The crevice tool. This looks like the all-purpose nozzle or upholstery nozzle. Again, very light use, if any. Plastic ones on this. Little bit marked, but you know, just a wipe over will sort that out. Quite strong for plastic. Well, it looks like there's some insects in there making their home inside that. Evidence of spiders. Here's the carpet and floor nozzle. I think, yes, it has. I think the listing said it'd been used a couple of times or so, so I've no reason to doubt that. Still looks in pretty good shape. It's suitable for carpets and hard floors. It's set on floor. The brush you can hardly see the brush over the base of the nozzle, but it is on floor and the brush is slightly down. There's a squeegee at the front and two little brushes either side. On carpet, the brush is more flush. So there we are, that's the main carpet and floor nozzle. Here's the hose. Quite an unusual feeling material, very flexible. And this is obviously the cleaner end with a little release button. Does that actually work? Yes, it does. And this end, it's got some sort of a locking device or a release. Yes, I think it locks in when you push the attachment in. I'm wondering if you can attach the attachments directly. seeing how it locks in. Well, they do go in. They don't seem to lock in place, but there should be a handle. There should be a handle. I think there should be a handle. If there's no handle, there should be a handle. So, let's hope the handle's inside the cleaner, otherwise I'll be contacting the seller. But it might be in the box. No, it's not. So, here it is. Oh, no, there we go. The handle got lost in the bubble wrap. Here it is. That's good. A bit worried then. Here's the handle with the suction control. Oh, it says twist. Twist. It's also got some, I assume, Japanese writing on it as well. So, let's go in that way then. Ah, there we are. So that, yes, that has locked in place. It swivels, but that's locked in place, and obviously to release it, you do that. And that's satisfying. I like that. I'll do that once more for you. There we are. Okie dokie. Well, that's everything out. We've got the mains cable with a vintage MK plug. I'm not keen on that design of plug. We've got a little tie. I believe they did an auto flex version of this. I never saw one in the UK. I'll just put that to one side so it doesn't get lost. It says it's been PAT tested, which means portable appliance tested for safety. But obviously anyone can get their hands on these stickers, I would have thought, and write what they like on them. Let's just take that off. It's a nice plug. I think I'll leave that plug. It's in very good condition. The cord grip isn't quite gripping enough though, but that is an MK fuse plug, and as you see, because there's no insulated live and neutral pin, it does make it a vintage plug, and it is made in England. Well, here it is, and yes, it is a very dinky, compact little thing, much smaller than I remembered it. But of course, being Hitachi, this would have been sold in Japan as well as other countries, and in Japan they're quite tight on space. A lot of people, small apartments or even houses, if they live in a house, they tend to be much smaller even than the UK, and so they have quite compact appliances. So this would be ideally suited for a Japanese home, especially they didn't have many carpets, I don't think, in Japan. It's not really wall-to-wall carpet country, so straight suction would be fine for the hard floors and maybe the odd rugs and mats that they would have had in a Japanese home. I love this colour. It's more mustard. It says yellow, but it's I'd say it's a mustard colour, and it's so very retro. I'm not sure if this is from the 70s or early 80s, this cleaner. We might get a clue from the underside. Here is the underside of the vacuum with two fixed wheels with a nice sort of chrome glamour cap and two little swivel wheels, and in the middle here we've got a few details. It'll be interesting to see what the wattage is of this cleaner. Okay, this is a vacuum cleaner model CV160, 240 volts, AC 50 Hz, 550 watts, 2.5 amps. Manufacturing number S700920, Hitachi Limited, made in Singapore. I love this on-off switch, just a very simple design, but there's something very satisfying about that. So on is in the lower position, off is the upper position. Just on the top of the carry handle here, we've got the piston bag check indicator that obviously will fluctuate in use. And we can see here just above the on-off switch we have the Hitachi logo. And at the back of the cleaner, this is where the mains cable enters. And here at the front is where we insert the hose, and looking at the design of that, we can see there are 2 holes there. So possibly certain models, certainly we didn't get any in the UK, but maybe in Japan they would have offered a machine with a motorized power head. Well, that's all I can show you really on the outside of the cleaner, apart from 2 clips, one at the front and one at the back, that we need to release to take the motor unit off. So pull it at the top, and then off comes the motor unit, and underneath we can see just about in there is the motor. We can put a nice sturdy metal base to it, and this is the container. This is the filter which lifts out. Not sure if that's washable, I'll just check the instructions. So all the dirt basically collects in here. Now I'm not sure if I can get bags for this, but if I can, it is possible. There is a little lip there. It is possible that there is a bag that fits this cleaner. It might slot in there, so I'm going to have a look. I'd rather use this with a bag when it gets used, rather than messy up the filter. But the filter does have a handle there which you rotate, and as you can see what that does, you're supposed to do this with it in the cleaner. You can see from the underside what happens. Basically any fine dust that has adhered to the filter, before you empty the cleaner you're supposed to turn the handle a few times, let the dust settle, and then of course take the filter off and empty the container into the bin. Well, that's all I can show you, apart from of course switching this cleaner on and hoping it works. You've got to line it up in a specific way. There we are. That's it. Yeah, despite its small size, I mean it's not heavy, but it's got, you know, it's got a weight to it. Right, well, just to be safe, switch it on. I'll pop it over the other side of the room. Whoops. Plug it in and switch on. Well, that sounds okay to me. It's got a nice sounding motor. Actually, I don't know what you could compare the sound of this to. Doesn't really sound like a Henry. You sound alright to me. It's an odd bag check indicator. It seems to be a little ball bearing that moves along. I don't know if that's correct. I think it is. I think what will happen, I'll check the instructions. What will happen with this is when the ball bearing's in the red, it means it's time to check the filter or whatever. That's a nice little click. Yeah, nice little thing, aren't you? Nice little cleaner. Let's give this another go. Somewhere, folks. I've just had... Oh, it's there. Hang on. This is the second video I've made in succession today, so I had my suction gauge to hand. I wonder if it'd be better if I attach it directly to the hose end or not. Oh, hang on. Yeah, I'll try it directly on the hose end. Won't make much difference. Okay, so what was this? 550 watts, was it? well, I think it's going to be above 40 for sure. Maybe even knocking on for 60 on the gauge. Let's see what this old Hitachi vacuum does. Obviously, as it fills, it probably will lose some suction. Well, that wasn't a bad guess. Nearly 60. I think it was around 58 on the old suction gauge. Quite respectable for 550 watts. Pop that back. Despite it all be, it's all plastic, yes, which makes it light, but it seems a pretty sturdy sort of plastic used on this Hitachi. And what we've got it on carpet. There we are, just a push and twist motion. Let's give this cleaner a bit of a push. I'm not sure how it's going to cope with this carpet, but we'll soon find out. Well, it's a nice little cleaner to use, but a bit difficult on this carpet. My hall carpet, which is a much thinner pile, it was a lot easier to push, so it would be more pleasant if you don't have such a thick plush pile as I've got. But it's a nice little quirky machine and pretty rare, I think, especially in this colour and in this condition. So it's a nice, unusual little vacuum for the collection. Don't think it's going to be one of my favourites, but it's nice to have one, nice to experience one, and nice to be able to show you. Before I go though, we'll have a quick look at what I've picked up. I don't think there's going to be much inside the dust container. Let's release the motor unit. What do you think? Should I do the doobie first? I won't. I'll show you what it's like before. It's not going to be very dirty, I wouldn't have thought. Oh, now look. Some very light dust. Oh, and a little bit actually in there, look. Not bad, I only did a very small area of carpet. Let's see how effective the dirt release doobie is. See if it's going to clean that off. Now Hitachi say 20 times in the instruction book. Turn it 20 times. Whew, I think that was about 20, don't you? So let's see if it's removed anything. Well, it's not perfect, but I don't know if you can see, but there is certainly more fine dust in the container there. I don't think this is washable. I checked the instructions, it doesn't say anything about washing it, but of course I've got another vacuum cleaner, so I can use that to give this a more thorough clean. But if this was your only vacuum, I think your next course of action, if it doesn't come really clean, is take it outside and give it a really good bashing. That'll be the way to get it cleaned up. So, a nice little unusual quirky cleaner to show you today. As I said, pretty rare that I show Hitachi vacuums on my channel. I hope you enjoyed the video. And taking a trip down memory lane, perhaps for some of you who remember this cleaner being in the shops, or perhaps you had a relative that owned one. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments or questions about this Hitachi CV160 vacuum, please comment below. Don't forget to thumb up if you liked the video, thumb it down if you didn't. but please subscribe and click the bell icon and you'll be notified when I upload a new floor care video. So until the next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.